Roy, we'd love to hear a bit about your background. Where did you start?
Well, I was born in the East End, in Hackney, and in a city. That was my context. It wasn't as diverse as London is now, but there was a level of it. My dad was a Fleet Street printer. My mum was a seamstress, and I was just in a regular home. Wasn't a Christian home. But at the age of 16, I would say the transformation that happened in my life was to encounter this Jesus. And that encounter just transformed me in a phenomenal way, and caused me then to, hey, I just want to communicate this gospel, because the change in my life was so powerful that I wanted everyone to experience that. So I did a school assembly at 16. I then set up a youth group in a church in a place called Boreham Wood, which didn't have a youth work, and within 3 years grew from no young people to 85 young people. And just was passionate to see the gospel, and to see the gospel transform any broken life, any situation, any circumstance. Naively, I believe that's what the gospel has the power to do. So that's my background. I then worked with Youth for Christ, going really, really quickly, and was national director in the end of Youth for Christ. And then, with some friends, we wanted to mobilize the whole church, which was a crazy dream, into mission in both word and action. And so some friends of mine, Mike Pilavachi from Soul Survivor, Andy Hawthorne from The Message, and myself with Youth for Christ, had a dream to do that, which we did. And you realize then the diversity of the church is amazing. The breadth of the church is amazing. But there were some strong issues that we identified. And one of the issues that came out of Hope 08 was the white church working with the black church. We didn't achieve it. We didn't build those bridges. And I remember a couple of discussions that we had. How do we do this? How do we work in this culture? And we tried, we'd kind of said, we'd love to work with you, we want to serve you. But what we realized, it was always the white person taking a superior position to the black person again, which their history was, and that wasn't going to be the way it was going to be done. So it was a real telling moment, and there was lots of repentance, and I remember Lawrence Singlehurst and I saying, the only way we're going to do this, and Yemi, you can probably remember this, is if we spend a couple of hours with some black church leaders that have tried to build the bridge, just to listen to them. Not with an agenda, not with come join us, but just listen to what they feel about the church in the UK, and particularly the white church within that context. And that for me was a massive, it was a kairos moment. It was a moment where I felt ashamed, I felt difficult, I felt like I never knew this. I didn't know you felt that way, even from the point of they wanted to join the white church, but they weren't welcome. They were rejected. They didn't want to set up a stream of new churches or new denominations, but they weren't invited. They weren't welcomed in. And the fascinating thing is we'd send missionaries over to their country. Many of them came to faith as a result of those missionaries. But when they were in our country, we struggled. And I just thought, God, we've got to look at this differently. We've got to look at this in a different way. And it was out of that I remember Yemi saying, if you're serious about this, then you've got to bring me on to Hope at the highest level, where it's kind of associate director, and you actually invest in and hear and listen and connect. So my journey has just transformed me as a Christian, and just transformed me in valuing, recognizing the differences. It's not wrong, it's just different. Recognizing cultural, recognizing biblical. It's just been an amazing journey that God has led me on during my Christian ministry.